What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Fandoms Anonymous. This is Malcolm. We're here again with the new installment of the one-on-one series. Today I got a very special guest, very good special friend of mine out of the Mississippi area, Mr. Chad Leitenberger. How you doing today, Chad?
Doing well, sir. How's it going, bud?
I can't complain. If you guys don't know who Chad is, you're going to find out today who he is and what he's all about. So, Chad, first tell us a little bit about yourself.
No, well, 5'10", brown. No, I'm just kidding. Well, somewhat. No, I've got many hats actually. I'm a professional firefighter of the City of Biloxil. Been in the fire service since 1989. Started out volunteering. Currently running a pretty large convention in Mobile, Alabama called QuestCon. Be our first year. Woot woot. In addition to that, husband, father of two, I can't even call them boys anymore. One's in high school, one's in college, and even do the occasional Uber driving when I'm bored.
Most definitely. Now, let's talk about that volunteer firefighter work that you do. What made you get into that?
Well, it's actually an interesting story, believe it or not. When I was in high school, the summer in between my junior and senior year of high school, I was up to a lot of mischief, gotten some trouble, and ended up doing community service at a volunteer fire station over in Escambia County, Florida. The chief there saw something in me I didn't really see in myself at the time, and asked me to join the fire department. Kept me out of trouble for the most part, and eventually made a career out of it.
Now, what we talked to my brother, who's a firefighter in the Atlanta area, on a previous installment of the one-on-one series. Now, what type of dedication and determination does it take to do that job?
Well, firefighting is a passion. You've got to really be passionate to be a firefighter. You have to have a servant attitude. It's unlike a lot of things. It's not about you. It's about the public. And you get to make a direct difference in people's lives. I mean, you have to be passionate about what you're doing as a firefighter, or you're not going to cut it.
Most definitely. And in everyday life, you have to be passionate about whatever it is that you do. If you're going to be, if it's going to be great, if it's going to be successful. Now,
absolutely.
Now, from what I hear, there's this convention that's going to be landing in the Mobile area. That's my hometown. It's going to be landing in the Mobile area in October. And I heard that you have a whole lot to do with that. So tell us about this convention of sorts that's coming.
I'll tell you what, we do have a very amazing convention coming into Mobile this October 20 through 22nd. It's our first year, and it's looking like we're going to knock it clear out of the park. And the convention is called QuestCon. It's not like your normal conventions. You know, nowadays you go to a convention, you buy a ticket, you walk through the vendor hall, you see a couple guests, and you're done. And for the most part, for those of you that are familiar with conventions, you can buy a single-day pass or a 3-day pass, but 9 out of 10 times when you buy a 3-day pass, unless there's something specific that you need to see on a certain day, you normally don't feel like you got your money's worth. I know I went to and I won't name any names, but I went to a convention in New Orleans earlier this year, and whereas it was a good convention for what it was, I had never bought a 3-day pass for it. I managed to do everything that I wanted to do in a day. And QuestCon's not going to be like that. QuestCon is a giant convention that is encompassing 4 city blocks in Mobile, Alabama. It's the Arthur R. Outlaw Convention Center, obviously, where you're going to find your normal convention fairs or abnormal convention fairs, depending on how you look at it. There'll be plenty to do there, like slay zombies and take a ride on the Halo drop pod, and we'll have interactive quest. Then we got the wrecking yard going on in Cooper Park next door. We we're turning the whole park into a Mad Max Bartertown theme, so it'll be really unique. And the neat thing about that is that part right there is free to enter. Yeah, it's a public park that we've gotten permission to use, so you can walk in there and check it out and enjoy the sights that are there. We've partnered up with the IMAX Explorium, and we're doing an entire Kids Con during QuestCon at the IMAX Science Explorium. And then the History Museum is going to be doing like a Hall of Justice, so that's going to be kind of a part of the QuestCon thing too. There'll be events throughout the city, and our goal is with QuestCon to make sure that you have something to do every single day you're there and want to come back for more the next year.
And it's important that when you do a 3-day convention that you do have something different to do each and every day. Other than that, like you said, you'll be hitting the same vendor floor, the same vendors. You know, that doesn't change, and the same guests are there. But it's all about the event outside of it. It kind of reminds me of going on a cruise. You know,
it's about the experience.
What if we went on a cruise and they had the same acts, the same performances every day? I know the 2 cruises I've been on, I love getting up and getting that itinerary that they slid under the door, because there's going to be something different to do every day, and it's all about the itinerary. It's all about how everything is molded. Now, how did you get into doing QuestCon? How did it all start up?
Well, for years, I've been part of a very large online gaming organization. I have to plug them, Grievance Global Gaming. Games like World of Warcraft, EverQuest, Overwatch. About a little over 12,000 members worldwide. So we went to a convention, and it was their first year. You may have heard of it, Pensacon. And we went there, and we enjoyed it so much. And we're like, you know what? We can do this. We can put this on, something like this on, and we can do it heavy gaming, heavy cosplay with all the bells and whistles that Pensacon has, and do a convention. So we looked around a little bit, and we settled on the Mobile Convention Center, which, if you haven't seen it, is an unbelievably beautiful convention center. And that's really how the idea was born.
I don't mean to cut you off, right, but, guys, the convention center itself looks like something out of a video game, looks like something out of a fantasy world, looks like something out of, like if they did another live-action Wizard of Oz, it could be the Palace of Oz. It's a beautiful green emerald building, glass. It is. I have enjoyed looking at that building all the years of my life that I grew up living in the Mobile area. It is a beautiful building, and it holds so much. You know, there are a lot of events that go on there. Like I said, just the building itself it's marvelous. It's a real sight to see. You know, so you said you peered around the Mobile area, and you're already doing events even before the con. Like I know you guys for the last 2 years have hosted an Easter egg con. How did that turn out this year?
That turned out pretty well. We had a lot of Easter eggs there. The kids who went there got a bunch of Easter eggs. Our venturing team was there in their superhero outfits. We got to do multiple things that day. We went to the Science Explorium across the street, and they were doing one, so our cosplayers guested there. That went really well. And then we went and over to the, I think it was the Southside Music Festival that they were having about 4 or 5 blocks away, and went over there and bummed around there a little bit. It was a really great day.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what else can we be looking forward to from QuestCon?
Well, you know, obviously, like most conventions, we have guests. We got guests we haven't announced. You can check our site, www.quest-con.com, for the guests we have announced. We will be talking more about the UGC, which is the United Gamers Conference. They're bringing in a huge competitive gaming setup there, kind of like you see on TV from League of Legends and Gears of War. So we'll be announcing what game we'll be doing for our big tournament there. In addition to that, we have another room where there'll be mini tournaments. And then we've got a whole wing of the convention center that we've dedicated to tabletop gaming, which is really, really neat. We've got Robert Aducci coming in, which brings some really, really unique Dungeons and Dragons settings. We've got the Pathfinder crew coming in there. Price Busters and Gamers and Geeks are co-hosting a giant Magic tournament for us. And that's just the gaming part of it. For the cosplay, which is our other main focus, obviously we have the adventuring team running around. We have 2 cosplay contests. We have a cosplay contest for adults at the convention center, and then for kids, we've partnered with the History Museum to do a kids superhero cosplay contest as well. In addition to the contest, we've got cosplay groups coming in that are holding workshops and panels to actually help cosplayers learn how to do different things, whether it be posing for pictures or working with materials to build wings. We've really gone all out on this to make it a very special experience for gamers and cosplayers. And if you're not into gaming and cosplaying, we've got everything else that the normal conventions do. We've got great guests. We've got excellent vendors. There'll be over 200 vendors there. And of course, we have celebrity Q&A panels. It just goes on and on and on and on.
Definitely, I'm specifically excited because I'm a pop collector. I'm a big-time pop collector, and every time I go to a convention, I'm not even going to mention on this interview how much I spend on pop. So, moving forward, I'll just relay a little information. The most recent amount I spent on pop was I completed my Mighty Morphin Power Rangers pop collection, and I spent maybe right about $45. So hey, it's all part of the collecting. Collecting is expensive, depending on what you collect. So I love it, but I'm excited for the guests. I'm excited for this convention as a whole because it's in my hometown, and I've always wanted to see something like this in my hometown where I'm from, the streets I used to roam and my stomping grounds and all of that good stuff. I'm just overall excited for QuestCon. Now, Chad, this is an opportunity where I always like to give the people that I interview a chance to spread knowledge to people who want to be a part of things like this, who want to be a part of things that you do. Like, for an example, you work with the fire department and you're a creator of a comic convention. And one of the words that is always synonymous with these interviews, with the one-on-one series, is consistency. It's never said, or it's never verbally said, but it comes out when we're talking. It comes out when we're expressing what it is that we do and why we love what we do. So what would you have to say about the word consistent?
Consistent is a really, really good word, because if you're going to be successful in whatever you're doing, then you need to be consistent. You need to keep on keeping on. Basically, if you have a goal set in front of you, then if you can't reach it one way, then take a couple steps back and reach it another way. But consistency is the key. It's the key to everything we do.
I also like to give people the opportunity to spread what it is that they're doing. So where can we find everything about QuestCon? Where can we find everything about you? Go ahead and plug all that information in. And guys, if you're listening, this will be the official information for QuestCon. So if you want to come, please come on. So, Chad, let us know everything about QuestCon, where we can find pages, links, channels, all that good stuff.
Well, obviously, the website is stated earlier, www.quest-con.com. That's quest-con.com. You can find us on Facebook. You can either search for QuestCon, or if you want to go directly to the page, it's Quest Convention. At Twitter, it's at Quest Convention. And that's how you can find us.
Most definitely, guys. This has been an amazing interview. Chad, I thank you for taking the time out today to talk with us here with the one-on-one series. Guys, if you don't know who we are, we're Fandoms Anonymous. That's FANDOMS, We're all over everywhere. We're on YouTube, right here where this video is. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to click that bell for notifications for future videos. Also, head over to Facebook and join our group where we have discussions each and every day. And like the Facebook fan page for Fandoms Anonymous as well. Go over to Instagram. We're at Fandoms_Anonymous17. And also follow us over there at Twitter at Anonymous_Fan17. We got a lot of more interviews coming up, guys. Got a new episode of Fandom Talk we're working on today with me and Jeremy. We'll be there talking about the latest weekly news in the fandom community and much, much more. There are other videos that are just posted to the YouTube channel. Got some hot new content. We're talking about a few different things. We just recently got the news for the Young Justice Outsider series. We just got the news that Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner will be the voice of Pumbaa and Timon in the live-action Lion King remake. So, Chad, what do you think about that live-action Lion King movie that they're coming out with?
You know, I'm kind of excited about it. Disney has done a few live actions in recent years, and they've knocked each one out of the park. The Beauty and the Beast being the most recent one, which was amazing. Right. Seeing what they did with that, I can't wait to see what they do with the remake of Lion King. I think it's going to be amazing.
And Disney, if you're listening, I'm still holding out for a Gargoyles live action show, movie, and whatever you want to do. I want my Gargoyles back. Gargoyles was one of the best shows on TV in the 90s. So
yes, it was.
Gargoyles was the show. Me and my dad would get up every time Gargoyles hit the airwaves and watch Gargoyles. So I still want my live Gargoyles movie. We need that. But, guys, as I always say, if there is anything else, thanks for watching and have a good one.
See y'all at QuestCon.
Fandoms Anonymous.